So you're new to Genshin, you're doing some 10 pulls, and you get 5-star Sigewinne. And what do you get with Sigewinne besides the newest Chibi character in Genshin? Well, Sigewinne is a bow-wielding Hydro user who is interestingly... I was looking at getting her for my Dia team, and I'm not going to get her. That's all that I'm going to say. So in this video, we're going to look at the basics of Sigewinne, how her kit works, all of that stuff. Now, you might notice that I am in the trial with Sigewinne, and one reason for that is that I didn't pull for Sigewinne. Two is that the trial characters are actually have been built kind of decently, and I wanted to show what they gave the trial characters. So we are going to look at the build that Genshin has given Sigewinne for this trial. She is level 80 out of 80, 53,400 HP, 1100 attack, 105 EM. Her crit split 26 over 91 with 135 ER and no Hydro Goblet. For weapons, of course, they have given her her signature, which gets up her HP, which is what her kit revolves around, as well as it has a stacking mechanism to get up the HP even further. For artifacts, they've given her 2-piece tenacity, 2-piece VG to get up her HP even more. Even though we cannot look at these artifacts, we can assume that they are all HP main stats on the flower, the goblet, and the circlet because we want to get Sigewinne's HP as high as possible. C0, talents 888. Let's look at her passives. So her first passive basically means that she gets an effect put on her whenever she uses her skill, that she gets Hydro damage bonus and 10 stacks of a kind of mechanic. Whenever your off-field character's elemental skill deals damage, it uses up one of these stacks, but it increases the damage of that skill based on Sigewinne's max HP. We need to get to cap this out 65k HP to get the full 2800 that this passive can give to the increase in elemental skill damage, because it is for every 1000 HP over 30k, and to get that full amount we need another 35k, so we want 65,000 max HP on Sigewinne to be maxing this out. For her second passive, when she performs healing, the amount healed is increased based on the total value of Bond of Life in the party. So if you want her healing to be increased, you want to put her in with other Bond of Life characters, but Sigewinne has a way of doing her own Bond of Life. So let's go look at how her kit works. Her normal attacks are going to be relatively normal. If you just do her normal attack, it is going to do, of course, physical damage. Also, during her normal attacks, she does throw out these pills. She only does one initial shot. Everything else is throwing the pills, which is pretty adorable. If you do her charge attack, it's going to do Hydro Infusion, but if you do her charge attack and you hold it down, she will send out these little heart bubbles that do a little bit of Hydro damage to the enemy. Now her skill is going to have a tap and a hold. If we just tap it, it is going to send out this Hydro bubble that is going to bounce between enemies or on top of enemies, dealing Hydro damage. This will also heal your other party members. It will not heal Sigewinne. When the bouncing is done, I believe it is 5 times, then it will heal Sigewinne. She does not get health until the bubble finishes bouncing. It also drops these orbs, and these orbs give Sigewinne a Bond of Life. Now, like we saw earlier, the bigger the Bond of Life between all of your party members that you have on them, it will increase her outgoing healing to your other characters, so you can have a Bond of Life onto Sigewinne, so that way it is increasing the healing of your other characters. If we hold her skill down even longer, then it is going to make the bubble grow larger. Once you release it, it is going to then bounce between enemies. However, if the enemy is smaller, it will actually capture them in the bubble, which means that we can use it on Abyss Mages and get back at them for all of the annoying crap that they've done to us, especially the Hydro ones that put us into bubbles. In this charged form, it's the same thing. It is going to heal your other party members as it is bouncing around. It is going to heal Sigewinne upon being cleared, upon finishing. As you can see down below, when we have the Bond of Life, it will clear the Bond of Life first, and then it will heal her up after the Bond of Life is clear. So now we're going to look at her burst, and her burst is just going to do Hydro damage. That's really it. It just does damage. It doesn't really do anything else. She is going to pull out this giant syringe and she is going to fire at the enemies almost like she is trying to copy Neuvillette. It doesn't last a super long time, but it does do a decent amount of damage. It does calculate the damage based on her max HP. So you do want to build her full max HP. You want to put as much as you can into her HP. Also, using her skill is going to get that stacking mechanism that we talked about from her other passive, where it is going to increase the damage of your off-field skill damage with like Fischl. For an early game or beginner artifact set, probably just Exile, because there's really no way to get up HP early game, right? There's no artifact sets that really affect HP. So just having Exile is going to be good because it's going to allow you to use her burst more often, bring her on the field, drop her burst, use it, and then take her right back off. It'll also give energy to your other characters with the 4-piece, so that's really going to be more of where it's going to be used. For the main stats, we cannot look at the main stats of these artifacts. However, we can kind of assume that they're all HP. Because her entire kit revolves around HP, because her healing does, as well as her damage, we can assume that they did a full HP build onto Sigewinne. Now, if you are wanting to build Sigewinne to do damage, of course, you can do like HP, crit rate or crit damage, HP, Hydro, crit rate, crit damage. I think it's going to come down to substats, whether or not you would want a Hydro or an HP, kind of similar to Farina. For weapons, of course, they have with her signature, which is going to get up HP percent. However, there is a 3-star bow that gets up HP percent, and that is the recurve bow. I believe it's 3. This is going to get up HP percent, as well as defeating an enemy is going to restore 8% HP. That's not going to be super useful. I mean, it can, but having that HP is going to be even better. Now, if you do not have her signature or you don't want to use recurve, you always have Favonius, you always have Sacrificial. But if you're using her for full healing, then you're going to probably want to run either her signature or recurve just to get all of that HP on her. Now, that is going to be it for this video on Sigewinne. If you have any questions, do be sure to leave it down in the comments. Myself or somebody will be sure to answer it. I'll see you in the next one.